You want to tell us how it's been going so far in the very secret meeting?
How are you doing? Any comments about Mr. Ruda's chances to be NATO Secretary General?
Just trying to do an interview here with my friend Frederico and having some problems, as usual.
Podría protegernos a nosotros de los transeúntes que están pasando. Nosotros ocuparemos
Trying to do an interview here and they just won't let us do it. All weekend we've been there.
Yeah. ¿Podría ser? Muchas gracias. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, you're perfect.
Allí, al banco, por favor, la zona de seguridad está allí.
Muchas gracias. Esto funciona.
Okay. I'll move this. I know. Okay. I'll clear the space.
Yeah, podemos clear the space for people to walk.
This is Dan Dicks here reporting for Press for Truth. It is the final day here at the Bilderberg 2024 conference, and I'm joined right now by my friend and fellow journalist Frederico, who was actually instrumental last year in helping us find the actual location of the Bilderberg conference. And this year, you were quite instrumental in helping us with the language barrier as well. But this year, there certainly has been a great deal of challenges, unlike we've ever seen. What has this experience been like for you so far?
So you have to explain that this is two countries that live together in the same peninsula, but they are practically very different countries.
The two countries being last year's meeting in Lisbon, this year's meeting in Madrid.
Which is Portugal and Spain. Right. We are the same countries in the Iberian Peninsula, but in terms of culturally, you have seen the difference between the police in Portugal and the security conditions that you found in Portugal, and now this year here in Spain. For instance, in the airport, we were able to make some confrontations. Here it's been, where are they? Where are they? We know where they are because we've seen a few of them. So the security here is very very strong. And this, talking with some of the locals here, I got some reactions saying the police is being paid without tax money, and they are here, like they say, privately and not officially. So is this officially or this is private? Right. Then you have to think about like the place where the dinner was last night. It was at the Santander City. So Santander is a private company that is hosting some of the most public people of the world.
And that is another situation where we weren't able to get even close because, as you said, this was totally closed off and private, correct?
Closed off and private, without any local press. I was also in Bilderberg 2010 here in Spain. Last time it was in Spain in 2010, in Sitges, which is near Barcelona. And there was also police, there was also places where we could not go and so on. It was able still to take some few pictures with some imagination, and some of the difference is this: there were more demonstrations. We don't see so many demonstrations here. There's a few persons here, and also there was I bought the press, the local press, and I was able to read a few lines about Bilderberg, which is something that I have not seen yet in the printed papers, so to say, and also very few in the online papers. So it's funny because you buy the newspapers to find out things that they are not saying.
Right. Now, we did manage to still figure out a few things, even though we weren't able to do the kind of confrontations at the airport and the kind of, filming that we do around here normally because of the high security and the private aspect to things. But what can you tell us about some of the things that we did discover this year?
Well, some of the things will be said later.
Yeah, we have to kind of wait till we leave the country just to be true.
Yeah, it's just a case. For me, it's just crossing the border, but then I'll feel pretty more safe. It's not exaggeration, but we have a few things that we'll be giving to you. But you have to think about it. You have here.
Well, you'll be gone by the time we post this video, so
I'll be gone. So maybe don't worry. The thing is this: we found this here. For me, this was Lisbon Part 2. Okay, it's very close. It's just 600 kilometers distance in terms of percentage of kilometers. I don't know how many miles it has, but in terms of it's just a 6-hour drive, from one point to the other in both years, and some of the guests were pretty much the same in specific areas. Like you have the Kuleba, the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Ukraine, again here. He was not a presence here. Ukraine was never a presence in the Bilderberg because it was not a NATO country. So this was a meeting of high level of NATO here. And Kuleba was last year. We were able to see him in the VIP area, so that we can testify that. But they are on the list, so he's here, or he came here. And Stoltenberg also came here after the meeting, informal meeting. Yet in Prague.
Stoltenberg, for anybody who doesn't know.
Yeah, Stoltenberg is the Secretary General of NATO. He had a private meeting with the Minister of Foreign Affairs of the NATO countries just before he came here to have the informal meeting with the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Ukraine. So it was like the extension of the informal meetings had been held here in this hotel as a private thing, but perfectly a NATO thing. Most important, we got pictures. We saw Alex Karp here from Palantir, and Alex Karp gave an interview very recently to Time magazine saying that he was using Ukraine as a laboratory for experience with artificial intelligence, with the warfare, and warfare was one of the things that is in the list. So everything is public, but you don't have the journalists around here like we are. You came from the other side of the Atlantic. I'm just crossed the border, but still with some expenses and private life expenses, because we are doing this for the audience, for you directly, not for a news magazine that pays our salary, a regular salary in the end of the month. And here we are making a high level, testifying a high level NATO reunion.
And when there's like high level NATO representatives being here in the midst of this Russia-Ukraine situation, I mean, that goes to say a lot when everything's off the record and the minutes aren't published.
Look, you have also see the list and think the facts, join the dots. Finland and Sweden just recently joined the European Union. You had last year the former Prime Minister of Sweden and also is an assistant to him, Oscar Stenström. So, and this year the the President of the Republic of Finland was here also.
Mm-hmm.
And
I heard the King of Spain even he's not on the list.
The Prime Minister of Estonia. Also in the same building where you have probably the future Secretary General of NATO, because Stoltenberg is about to finish. He was supposed already to resign and be substituted by another one, and the word that's been mentioned is the former Prime Minister of Netherlands, which is Mark Rutte. And Mark Rutte was also here, along with the with the President of the Republic of Finland and with the Prime Minister of Estonia, and and the Swedish representative. So it's the world here, and it's and they don't talking. I'm going to rephrase this again. I already said this since the beginning. They are not talking about peace.
No.
They're not talking about
war.
peace.
Especially when you consider that 5 out of the 13 topics are war-centered. You have Ukraine in the world. You have Middle East. You have China, Russia, and literally the future of warfare.
So, yeah, the most powerful people in the world, those who said, according to the Agenda 2030, that we should spend less on traveling, change our diets. We are talking about transhumanism and about how to avoid and to make a world better. And then you think you can make the world better by making a war? Well, maybe that's the idea. You erase half of the population, then you have less people fighting. Is that the plan?
Right.
Is that the plan? Come on, okay, yeah.
And not only are we talking about, the potential future of war, but this is kind of commingling with technology, AI, and AI safety, which is like pretty wild.
What is that? AI and AI safety, that's a good way to tell you you will owe nothing, you'll be happy, you can ask for everything to be taken to your house, you have like the 15-minute cities and so on, so then they will call it conspiracy theories to all of those who talk about those things, which is pretty acceptable if you think that that's the plan to take the world to this situation, because you don't see them talking about giving hope to the world. And they have the power to do that. They have the media, they have the controls, they can do better things, they can go to television, they can speak out freely about non-intrusive things. AI should be for you to wash your dishes and take care of your house while you are busy doing the things that you want to do creatively. But you will see AI doing these things creatively, and you still you'll be still a slave to the day. Your salary does not allow you to be free.
Yeah. That's part of the plan, really. If they truly wanted a free and open society, maybe they would have a little more transparency to these important discussions with policymakers and world shakers.
Why the police allow us, after a few discussions with them, dialogue, we must say, not discussion, a dialogue with them, and they allow us to be here. Because here we cannot see the people behind of us, because they are protected by some vases and plants that were put in front of the hotel. By the way, this is the hotel where the Argentina selection would stay and Real Madrid would stay, which is very funny, because when we were this weekend, what the people of Madrid will most remember of this weekend when we were here at Bilderberg, we will remember Bilderberg and the dates where we were here in 2024. But you know what the Spanish people of Madrid most remember of? Two things. Taylor Swift, 29 and the 30th. The Bilderberg began on the 30th. And yesterday night, from the 1st to the 2nd, which is the last days of Bilderberg when they were having the dinner, Real Madrid was playing the final against Borussia Dortmund in London. And Real Madrid won 2-0. And everybody went to the party. So it was a huge party. So now they are like in a hangover, waking up this morning. There will be an hangover all year, all day long, all their life.
So pretty much everybody here in town is essentially clueless to what's going on here, which is why it's so important for us to come and document these things. So, maybe
you have local people passing by here asking, why so many police? And I say to one of them jokingly, Taylor Swift is here.
Yeah.
And he says, gosh, he ran away. Yeah. But he doesn't not know, he's not been informed about who is here. He knows what Taylor Swift is. If he says the Bilderberg group, they will ask, what? And I did this to the man, I have to explain. I told him like that. He will arrive home, it's my expectation. He'll get home and he'll say, you know that Taylor Swift is over there? And then someone will say, no, she was in another hotel. And he says, so why is the police there? And he will go search. And then he will probably find a few things and he will feel stupid for asking. Right. That's my hope, to teach a few things to the world, because you learn better by investigating yourself. Being curious yourself. We journalists, we are professional curious. You out there, you watching this, is because you are someone who is curious and really wants to know and get informed. And you can get and cross information from everywhere, and you can ask us where we can also help you how to find some more information.
Well, where can people go to learn from you? Because you're here, you're local, essentially, just from the border country, Portugal. You've literally written books on this. So if people want to learn more from you, where should they go? Okay, so they can go to Lisbon directly, and they will find me in the streets, because I do some touristic tours also. So it's fine also. And publicly, you can do on my X account. I'm at Frederico DC27. It's Frederico. DC like Washington DC, but it's Duarte Carvalho, my last name, and 27 is the name I've got. So you look for me, and sure, Dan here will make a link and follow me, and we'll see. I try to be responsive to everybody. Indeed. I will put that link in the description, guys, so be sure to check that out. Support Frederico. He's been a great help to us here at Press for Truth for covering Bilderberg for the last 2 years, so thank you so much for that.
You too for all your fine job you've been doing. You went to Lisbon and you are here back again, and I hope to see you next place, more in a place less hot than this.
Maybe, hopefully. Maybe Canada. Maybe Canada.
Maybe Canada. We'll see.
All right. Until next time. All right. Thanks so much for Frederico. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. That pretty much sums up the final day here at Bilderberg and my coverage from Press for Truth here at the 2024 Bilderberg Conference. I learned a lot this year. It was a very unique experience, unlike any other Bilderberg I've ever covered. I will be putting together a comprehensive video report as soon as I get home to kind of explain what this whole experience was like. Now, I'm looking at about a 20-hour travel day ahead of me, so by the time you see this video, there's a good chance it might be another day or two until I get that final report out. But rest assured, I will be working on that as soon as I get back home. And if you appreciate my efforts to do so, guys, please check that top link in the description to the Go Get Funding campaign. You know, there's not a lot of people these days coming out to something like Bilderberg, one of the most powerful and influential groups who meet under some of the most strict of secrecy. These are some of the highest profile people who are getting together, making some of the most important decisions that are going to affect your life in the very near future. This is the top of the pyramid, so to speak. This is this is the global elite who have been meeting since 1954, and it's only recently that we've been getting out. You know, I started in 2006. You know, I say recently, I've been doing it for 18 years now, but it's only in the last, you know, couple of decades that these, you know, types of groups are starting to be exposed to this level. So if that's something you appreciate, once again, I can't continue to do this type of work without your help. So please check that top link in the description below to my Go Get Funding campaign, and stay tuned for my final report. I will break down what this whole experience was like. As I said, this one was pretty wild, unlike any other one I've ever been to before. But again, I'll break it all down in order, you know, in a big comprehensive report as soon as I get back home. So once again, thank you guys for watching. Thank you for all your support, everybody who has already contributed to that campaign. And don't forget to check the link if you have yet to contribute, and stay tuned for my report coming in a couple of days. That's it for now. Reporting here from Madrid, Spain. This is Dan Dicks reporting for Press for Truth. I'm too tired. Stay tuned, guys. More videos coming soon.